Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles, and on this episode of Heel Heat, we're going to talk about the Enzo Amore situation. Now, it's been a couple days since the news broke, and I wanted to let a little bit of time go before I really started fielding my opinions on it. Try and get a more fuller story. Unfortunately, we don't know all the facts yet, and I don't want to condemn the guy as guilty before he's seen in a court of law, which is what America is built on. There's some things I do want to talk about with it, though. And again, this is not a judge on whether Enzo Amore is guilty of what he's been charged with. And if you're not familiar, a few days ago, Enzo Amore, it broke that he was being investigated and in connection with a sexual assault that happened in October of 2017. The girl that came forward said that Enzo did this stuff. Something happened at a party. She was unconscious. Doesn't remember if what happened was consensual or not, but believes that Enzo is the reason. Now, I don't know what the truth is, what's truth, what's fiction, what's someone in the middle. Usually in these kind of things, you got Enzo's side, the girl's side, and the middle where the truth ends up. And I don't know whose side it's closer to. Enzo Amore has systematically denied any involvement in this. But we're going to talk about some of the issues that this has brought up. Not directly including Enzo himself. Enzo ends up getting fired from WWE more so because he hid from them the fact that he was under investigation than the fact that he was actually under investigation. In other words, he didn't tell them that he knew they were looking at him for such a serious charge. Which obviously in a company like WWE, you have to tell your employer this because they're a publicly traded company, and it could end up coming back bad for them. Now, some of the things we're going to talk about, I do believe they're justified in firing him, even if he's not yet found guilty. But some of the other things I wanted to mention, could this be the opening of the floodgate? We seen last year what happened with Harvey Weinstein, that once the sexual assault allegations came out on him, the movie industry and Hollywood, the floodgates opened. We got all kinds of stuff came out. Kevin Spacey famously, Ben Affleck, James Franco, just tons of people coming out. Rose McGowan telling her stories, all basically saying, this has been going on forever. Whenever we've tried to speak out, we've been silenced. Ended up with the Me Too movement, if you guys are familiar with that. If not, just put hashtag Me Too into Twitter and see what comes up. You'll find out quickly. Is this the opening of the wrestling side floodgate? Now, we've already seen a couple incidences of this. The Michael Elgin situation with one of his trainees and how Michael didn't respond so well to that. And now we're coming into a more high-profile case in Enzo Amore, a guy who, at the time that this all broke, was not only on WWE television, was the guy that was leading their 205 Live show as the Cruiserweight Champion. So he's a guy in a high-profile situation. I hate to say that I don't think that this is going to be the last. I think we're going to find out some more stuff where wrestlers have put themselves in situations that have been compromised, and you're going to end up with a lot of this. Some of it's going to be true, some of it's going to be people just looking for fame. But I do believe the backlash is coming, and I do believe it's coming swiftly. Now, the other things we want to mention, the girl, and I'm not going to say her name, and if you've noticed, I haven't yet, because I do believe that in America, the victim has rights as well. But she's been active on social media, and there's a whole lot of victim shaming, saying anything from, look at this girl, she's ugly, she's not attractive, look at how she acts, who she hangs out with. None of this is relevant to the charges that are being handled. Just because you personally don't think she's attractive, or you don't agree with her lifestyle, doesn't mean that the charges that are being levied against Enzo are lies. It doesn't mean they're true either. However, to jump to conclusions just based off of what she looked like and what her lifestyle supposedly is to you, that's a little bit silly and that's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, come on, we're better than this as people. I'd like to think we judge people on more, I don't know, basis, more their character than what they look like and decisions they made as a young person. Speaking of decisions, the other part of what the backlash I believe is going to be is we're going to see changes on how WWE contracted wrestlers, talents are going to interact with the general public. We're going to see more rules and regulations written into their contracts where they need to have accountability. And a lot of this goes back to personal judgment. Enzo put himself in a situation where he could be charged with this. Plain and simple. Whether he did what he did or not, he put himself in a situation where this could come up. Now, you need to realize as a star, whether you're a wrestler, a singer, an actor, an actress, a director, anything, any kind of media, anything that puts you in the spotlight, there's going to be people that are going to look to either bring you down, leech off of your spotlight, or basically use you. And whether he's guilty or not, he put himself in a situation where he compromised himself. And this is going to backlash to the guys that are still in WWE, the guys that are coming to WWE, the girls that are coming to WWE. They're going to put checks and balances in line to make sure this doesn't happen again. Much like the Chris Benoit situation with concussions and steroid use, we're going to see some changes. It may not be immediately, but we're going to see conduct changes, and we're going to see where guys and women are being held to a higher standard that are under contract, and they should be. And this is what the WWE needed to smack him in the face and say, hey, it's not the 1980s. We can't have our wrestlers going out in every town and, for lack of a better term, banging all the rats. I mean, it's a new day, a new era, and new day. And I think this is going to cause sweeping changes. But basically, I don't want to condemn the man. We need to have more people with personal responsibility across the board, even myself and yourself. Please keep an open mind on this. Do not call this man guilty just based off of this accusation. And on the converse side, do not assume that the girl is lying just based off of her accusations. Have an open mind, know the facts, and then come up with an educated thought. But basically, that's all I have to say on this topic. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.